Hey, what's going on, everybody? If you have a landscaping company and you're just getting started, my name is Rob Satcham, and I want to talk about what are the most basic things you need to do as you get hustling, as you get going. What's the marketing that absolutely works? I got a couple of things to touch on here. I'm going to move really fast. Now, I do my little company. We're out of Minneapolis here. We do websites and we do advertising to help fill your sales funnel and dominate your competitors. And we help small to medium-sized businesses. So give us a call if you want this. But these are going to be 5 specific steps or marketing ideas for a landscaping company. Now, I make videos in my car because I know the power of YouTube and I like to execute a little bit quicker. Boy, I tell you what, I've got 4 little kids and we have a home office. I've got a full-time admin, a full-time designer, and a full-time writer that we use that helps us. They're all out of Minnesota and one guy's international here. And we're growing, things are going really well. We love helping home services companies, but if you're just getting starting as a landscaping company, you've already done the hard things of getting your licensing set up. I've got some specific tips here to help you grow your business and to head upward and forward in the right direction. So the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is, as soon as you start going, the number one thing that you want to do is consider inbound marketing. And the difference between outbound marketing and inbound marketing, or I just call it, disruptive marketing is really what it is. Inbound marketing is when people use a search engine, right? So they're going to go on Google, they're going to go on Bing, and I'm telling you, Bing matters. All you got to do is watch people get their new Windows computer, open it up and search, and boom, Bing is being used. You don't even know it. But the idea is that these people are searching and you can intersect with them pretty easily, okay? And the thing that will intersect with them the most is a combination of your website and your Google My Business. So the first thing I would do is, no matter what, even if you're getting started and you don't need anything fancy, get a website set up. Give us a call. We can help you set up a really well thought out website that's designed really well, has a ton of tools, is optimized for SEO, and will actually convert, because we specialize in crafting messaging and functionality that turns people into actual prospects for you, right? You drive traffic, and then you have a lead funnel system, and then you have a sales funnel. It sounds overcomplicated when you're first getting started, but trust me, it's good. And then the second thing is your Google My Business. So as soon as you're done with this video, go to google.com/business, open up that account, use your address. I would also make sure that you use an address, preferably an actual address. It can't be a P.O. box. It has to be an actual physical address. Read the Google My Business terms of service. Do not manipulate this. Do not fool around with this. They will shut you off, and this is such a lifeline. But get your Google My Business where you get your reviews. Get that set up. If you can have an office in your honey hole, wherever that's going to be, that's good. I live in Minneapolis in the southern suburbs where there's all sorts of business owners way out south, away from where they want to get business, and they have their home office set up there. And what can happen often is that doesn't help for SEO. There is this thing that happens. So your website coupled with your Google My Business, those two things, you want to optimize them properly, make sure all the information is set out properly. Pick 1 to 3 keywords. You need to have one core keyword or one core service that you're classified as. And once you have that going, you'll find out that that's like your main tool. So get a website up and rolling. You can do them free. You can do all sorts of stuff, but websites are super important. And then Google My Business. The reason why the website's so important is because it actually feeds in information. Google and Bing and Alexa and all these other places take their cues from your website. So your website isn't just about the website. It also sends out signals about what you are, what you're all about, and you'll want to pay attention to that. So get your website and your Google My Business. Then I would also, even if you're not a social diva, social, media king, open up a Facebook account, open up a Bing Places. So go to Bing Places and submit and get that opened up. Open up an Apple Maps, open up Instagram, open up Twitter, get a YouTube channel. You got to get that whole footprint turned on, okay? Even if you don't use it, get it turned on, and talk. You can talk to us, you can talk to all sorts of people, but make sure they're kind of branded similarly. And that's the first thing that you're going to want to do, is just get your footprint out and open, okay? So you already knew that, but I'm going to get into some crazy tax stuff here too. So the second thing that I would tell you is make sure that you are diligently following up with anybody that you do business with or anybody that trusts you. If you came from another firm and they know you know how to do whatever it is that you say you're going to do on your own now, go ask them for a review on Facebook and a review on Google. Those 2 platforms right now, and Yelp, But in particular, Yelp is kind of, it depends on where you are, right? But Yelp, Google My Business, and Facebook, those three platforms get used as a review aggregator when people search. So right now, if you have a Windows machine and you were to just search using Bing, your business name, it's aggregating your Facebook reviews and putting it into the Bing places. So if I search general contractor near me, chimney repair near me, if I were to look at seal coating businesses near me, that little local snap, if it's in Bing, is using Facebook reviews. So you got to build up Facebook, and you have to be liberal in how you ask for them. Be diligent. Nothing matters more than this, dude. I'm telling you. If you want your business to succeed, you've got to get reviews. You have to shoot for getting every single customer you've ever helped, every person that trusts you, to go get a review. You want to be liberal in how you ask for it. Okay, and it's Facebook and it's Google My Business together. You can use some of these. Here's a little third piece of information. I'm going to get to the tax one. This is going to be huge. Another third piece is watch out for the third-party aggregators. You know, HomeAdvisor and Thumbtack and Houzz can be great platforms, but ultimately they're best when you build up your own platform. They're best if you build up your own platform and get a bunch of reviews. And if you invest time into making that really good for them, what you'll see is that it doesn't go so well for you. So you want to build up your own platform, build up your own website, your own Google My Business, your own Yelp, your own Facebook, because even though they're owned by the big evil tech companies, you ultimately will have more control over it than if it's, because the only reason why HomeAdvisor and Angie's List do well right now is because Google and Bing reward them with search engine results. If they weren't rewarded with those results, they wouldn't get anything and they would be useless. So you got to think about 10 years from now when Google's like, wait a minute, why do we give all this traffic out to Angie's List and to HomeAdvisor? They've been manipulating us. We don't like them anymore, and they shut that off. Now your whole platform is gone. Whereas if you were already in the, the four horsemen, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, and Google, you're already within the evil empire and you'll be all right. Okay, so here's the next thing. You're going to start working, you're going to start going, just go and get profits. Make sure that you have a separate account, a bank account set up that all of your income comes out of, and make sure that all your income goes into this separate business account, and make sure that you pay all of your expenses and only your qualified business expenses out of that. That's the most basic accounting you need, is to have all income and all expenses go in and out of one business account, right? I would absolutely hook up QuickBooks Online to that and make sure that that's getting set up and run really well. I have all sorts of resources to help you with that if you want, but make sure that you get that accounting right. Now, as you get going, I would have people pay you online as well. So Intuit Payments is a phenomenal way to let people pay via credit card. They can pay via check. If you don't like paying the percentage, you can cause an upcharge if you want to, so that you don't pay your credit card fee. But you can also have free bank or ACH transactions go through Intuit Payments, and that's phenomenal. People can pay it through a check right away, and that's sweet. So I would get Intuit Payments integrated with QuickBooks Online. I really like that system. And then here's the next thing. As soon as you hit net profits north of about $100,000 or $60,000, $70,000, so you have all your revenue, all your expenses, and if your net is around 60 to 80, depending on which state you're in and what it looks like, you'll want to consider looking at becoming an S corporation. Now, long story short, right now, when you first get started out, you are taxed 100% of your net profits, comes through a Schedule C, and it flows through to you. And what happens is you pay self-employment tax on all of that. That's 15.3%. That's Medicare, Medicaid, or Medicare and Social Security tax right off the top. That's big. That's a huge chunk amount. Now, $100,000, that's $15,300. But if you were to become an S Corp, and if you were to split that, what happens is instead of 100% of that being a Schedule C flow through, you will have two things. You'll have your own salary or payroll, your reasonable salary you'd pay yourself, and then you'd have an owner's dividend or distribution, or this owner's side. And long story short, maybe you made $100,000. It was the whole thing, $15,300 worth of self-employment taxes. Now maybe over here you split it up, and maybe you pay yourself a $50,000 salary. Don't take my advice. You have to talk to somebody. And a $50,000 owner's distribution. The owner's distribution is not subject to self-employment taxes. So right there in that scenario, you would save almost, and there's a bunch of details that go into it that you'll want to talk to somebody about, but right there you'd save like $7,600 in self-employment taxes. There are more hoops to jump through, but it's definitely worth looking at. It's definitely worth getting with a tax planner that can help you understand that and help you focus on what you do best. The other thing is if you're up on your books, you'll be able to keep your AR, your accounts payable and accounts receivable, make sure that your customers are paying you. So that's another thing that I would do. And then on top of that, if it's just you and you have subcontractors, or if it's you and your spouse, or I would look at contacting Vanguard.com and I would look at their retirement plan. So if it's you and you don't have any employees except for subcontractors, Vanguard has an individual K or a solo 401k that's like $30 a year to have open, and you can do a ton of investing and have the corporation pay this employer contribution to your 401k, and you can do your own 401k. I'm telling you, do that. What the principle is that because the employer contribution can purchase investments for you, you're basically, 80 cents to buy $1 worth of investments. You are basically getting whatever your tax rate is, you're getting that much tax-free right off the bat. And if you do that, I'm telling you, man, you're getting an instant reward. Now, you can't do it till later, but check that out. So retirement plans, and that'll help you get going, guys. God bless. Good luck. Go to feedbackwrench.com if you want help with the advertising and the website side. I've got all sorts of accounting stuff to help you and different accountants that I really like. So hopefully everything goes well for you in your startup.